Hello everybody, welcome to day one of the Crochet Bootcamp. I'm super excited to get started with this series. Over the next month, we're going to be going over a ton of skills that you're going to be able to apply towards your crochet journey, and I'm so happy that you decided to choose me to be your instructor for this. First, I want to go over a little bit of a roadmap for this first week, what we got going on, and then afterwards we're going to go ahead and get straight into the very first skill that we're going to learn in the Foundations chapter of this series. So let's go ahead and get started. So in day one, first we're going to go ahead and start by learning about what chains are, how to do them, as well as single crochets and it's the uses that we have for the single crochet and everything that it expands into. The second day we're going to go over two stitches. We're going to go over the half double crochet as well as the double crochet. The third day we'll go over the treble crochet. The fourth day we'll talk about slip stitches and its uses. The fifth day we'll talk about crocheting in the round, how to do it, as well as increases because they very much go hand in hand. And then in the sixth day, we'll talk about decreases because it's just the antithesis of what an increase is, so they're both going to be very useful hand in hand. And the last day, we're just going to be talking about patterns. I'm going to drop little hints about how to read patterns throughout this journey so that you get a little bit of a foundational piece of knowledge regarding how those work, but in that day we'll directly talk about what patterns are, how to use them, and how to read them. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our first chapter of this week, and that's going to be the single crochet. Alrighty, so to get started we're going to need a couple of materials. First, obviously we're going to need some yarn. The yarn that I'm opting for is Lily Sugar and Cream cotton yarn. It's just a standard cotton. This kind of yarn you'll see used a lot for a lot of wearables. So if you want to make shirts, bags, anything that needs to be a little bit more sturdy but also be a little bit flowy in terms of size, this is definitely going to be a lot of people's go-to option. But additionally, we're obviously going to need a crochet hook. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to use a crochet hook that is 4 millimeters. It's just my preferred size, but I would say that with this size of yarn, anywhere between a 4 and a 5 millimeter hook is going to be good to go. As well, I'm going to have some scissors that we're going to be using at the end to be able to finish off the project that we're going to be working on today. And last but not least, a darning needle. If you're able to, I would get my hands on a smaller one so that you can have a little bit more flow with your ends that you're going to be weaving in. But this is the one that I have on hand today. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so to go ahead and get started, we're going to go ahead and grab our yarn, and then we're going to go ahead and find an end, and we are going to start by making a slip stitch. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and place the yarn over our fingers like this, and cross it over like that. Now what we're going to have is a little loop, and we're going to take the working end of the yarn, that's the part that's connected to the ball of yarn, and we're going to go ahead and pull it through so that we create this little knot. Next, once we have this little loop, we're going to go ahead and grab our crochet hook and place it through the hoop so that it's like this. And then we're going to pull the working end of our yarn so that it tightens up on the hook. Once we do that, we can go ahead and start our chains. What a chain is it's just going to be a yarn over on the hook. Sorry, this little one's getting in the way. It's going to be a yarn over on the hook. I grabbed the little string so that it has a little bit of tension on that and there's control, and then we're going to go ahead and pull that through so that we have a little loop that went through our original loop, and we're going to do that 14 more times, so we'll have a total of 15. Notice that I am holding on now to our chain so that we have a little bit of stability. Alright, so now we have a chain of 15 right here, and then what we're going to do, since we're going to be playing with single crochets are a chain tall, so we're going to go ahead and chain one more, so now it's going to be a total of 16. So now what we should have here is going to be a line of chains, and then on the very last one, our crochet hook is going to be placed. Now we're ready to start working with some single crochets, so let's go ahead and get started with that. What we're going to do for that is tighten this on our chain, and then we're going to find a loop. So right here, what we have is the loop that our crochet hook is on, a hole right here, and then we're going to see this second hole right here. What we're going to do is we're going to go into that second hole, so right here, and then we have our yarn. We're going to go ahead and yarn over and pull through that loop, through the loop that we went through. So now what we're going to have is 2 loops on our hook, and we're ready to get working to finalize our first crochet stitch. So what we're going to do is we're going to loop over some more yarn and then pull it through both loops. And that is our first single crochet. It's a little bit loose right now, that's just kind of how it tends to be for the first loop, but now that you see that it's worked into that hole, we can go ahead and identify the next hole right over, and it's going to be right here where these 2 threads or strings are met together, and we're going to go through just like before. We're going to go ahead and grab some yarn to pull through again. Grab some more yarn to pull through 2 more. And now we have 2 single crochets. And we're going to do that all the way down until we have 15 stitches. So let's go ahead and get working on that. And that is 15. So now what we should have is a line of single crochets all the way through here. Wonderful. So now that's what we're working with. We have a full line of single crochets across attached to our initial chain row. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead, and since single crochets are 1 chain tall, we're going to go ahead and chain. And what we're going to do is flip our stitch over, or our work over, and then we're going to identify our first stitch that we need to place another single crochet into. So what we're going to see is that we're going to see these loops up top. What we're going to do is we're going to place a stitch right below those, where those 2 loops are. So what we should have is 2 loops, our hook going through, and we're going to do the same exact thing that we basically did with the chain row. We're going to pull one over, and then we're going to yarn over again and pull through 2 loops again. Wonderful. So now we have that, and this first one is a little bit loose, but that's okay. Everything ends up working out. And then we're going to go into our next one. So we see this top bar up here again. We're going to go through 2 loops right here, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, and then we're going to go ahead and yarn over again and pull through these 2 that are on our hook. And we'll just keep going. And everybody has their own way of holding the yarn. I find that like mine ends up going like this, but honestly, you will find your own way of doing it, so I wouldn't try forcing anything, but just work with whatever is comfortable for you for now. And we're just going to keep going down the line so that we finish this row. this last one, we're going to go right into here at the very end. Beautiful. And now we have 2 rows of single crochets worked. And then we'll just continue doing the same exact thing that we've been doing. Chain 1, turn around, find the top bar, and keep working back all the way down until we get to the end again. Last one, right below these 2 loops, pull one through, and then pull through another stitch. That is 3 rows of single crochets. So that looks absolutely beautiful. And then go ahead and keep practicing until you feel comfortable doing this stitch. This is the foundational stitch that everything else is built upon. So once you build up like the muscle memory for like this stitch, you'll be able to do pretty much everything. You'll just need to know when to yarn over, pull up extra loops, and all of that. So I'm going to work up some more rows, and then I will meet you back to talk about fastening off. Alrighty, a few minutes later, and I am back. I went ahead and worked up 10 rows, so this is what my work is looking like so far. These stitches look absolutely beautiful. I love the way that this yarn came together with the single crochets. But what we're gonna do is just like how I did, we're gonna go ahead and just pull on the string so that we have like a giant loop right here. And then we'll go ahead and take our scissors and cut off a decent size string. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and get the loop and then pull that string that we just cut from the skein, and then we're going to pull it so that it is tight. And that's really all there is to fastening off. But what I recommend, and what a lot of people are going to recommend, is that you go ahead and take a darning needle, attach the string to the darning needle, and then you're going to go ahead and weave in your ends. So there's a billion, bajillion, gazillion ways that you can do this, but I just go ahead and find some loops. I start here just to get started, and then I just end up working all the way down until I feel like it's woven in enough that it won't like get lost. So just go through some pulls, and this is why I recommended getting like a smaller one so that you wouldn't have to like pull as hard to like go through all of your loops. But this is all we're gonna do. We're just gonna weave in this end. Wonderful. And then we'll just keep going until we feel satisfied. And I'm not going to go too far just because this isn't like a specific project that I'm working on this for. So I'm not too worried about like the string getting lost or anything. So I'm just going to call it there because I'm not worried about it. But with that extra string, now we'll go ahead and just go here. And now it's woven in, so it's not going to get lost anywhere. So you can slightly see it with this, but that's our finished piece. We'll do the same thing with our starting string, but that's really all there is to the single crochet. It's as basic as it really gets with crochet. So yeah, I'm excited for everything else that we're going to be learning, and thank you for watching this video. We will go ahead and conclude. Wonderful, so that is the single crochet. I love the way that this yarn ended up working up with this stitch. It looks absolutely beautiful. But thank you for watching. I'm super excited to continue with this series and I really enjoy being here, being able to help you be able to learn about this craft that I absolutely love. So tomorrow I'll see you back here for the half double as well as the double crochet stitch. Bye.